Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's edition of the Daily Stand-Up. Without any further ado, let's get started. I'm Lee Henson, president and founder of AgileDad, and this week we're taking topics that were hand-selected from emails that we received to help people, gain better knowledge of things that are Agile-specific or Agile-related, but also topics that they just find near and dear to their heart. Now, this topic is regard to application. Yesterday we did application of Agile in a talent management setting. Today we had a special request to talk a little bit about Agile in a marketing setting. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I know a fair amount about this, but I don't proclaim to be the industry expert. There are a lot of people out there like Stacy Ackerman and other folks who are far more adept at this topic than I am. But I'm going to do my best to try to give you just a high-level overview of where Agile leads and why Agile is important in a marketing setting. And I think that, the thought of traditional workflow or traditional project management, whether you're building a product or service where it goes through a standard, initiate, ideation type phase, and it goes through a discovery phase, and then a delivery phase, and then finally a release phase to the end consumer, while good for most items, it tends to leave out part of, we always, if we leave out any part of those four, we always leave out the first part, which is initiation or ideation. We don't go through and do design thinking. We don't take time to engage with marketing teams and others to make sure that we've created proper personas or that we understand who our target audience is. And, gone are the days where we're just building things. All of the, whether it's technology related or not, all of the end products and services tie directly back to some marketing or broadcasting initiative. And I just think it's so incredibly important for us to get those people in the loop and keep them in the loop. I've seen many, many things that have, led me to see that, Agile marketing really is something that is here to stay. It's not something that's going to go away because I've noticed that in organizations where they are practicing, Agile marketing, they're really doing a fantastic job of tracking, different campaigns and different things that are happening inside of the organization. I remember, if my memory serves me correctly, there was a play on the regular Agile Manifesto. It was called the Agile Marketing Manifesto, and I believe I found a copy of it here. It says, we're discovering better ways of creating value for our customers and for our organizations through new approaches to marketing. Through this work, we've come to value validated learning over opinions and conventions, customer-focused collaboration over silos and hierarchy, adaptive and iterative campaigns over a big bang campaign, the process of customer discovery over static prediction, flexible versus rigid planning, responding to change over following a plan, and many small experiments over a few large hedged bets. And, while it sounds kind of, if you're familiar with the Agile Manifesto, at first it may sound funny, but they even went as far as to put together the supporting principles as well. Our highest priority is to satisfy the customer through early and continuous delivery of marketing that solves complex problems. We welcome and plan for change. We believe that our ability to quickly respond to change is a source of competitive advantage. Deliver marketing programs frequently, from a couple of weeks to a couple of months, with a preference to a shorter time scale. Great marketing requires close alignment with business people, sales, and development. Build marketing programs around motivated individuals and give them the environment and support they need. Trust them to get the job done. Learning through the build, measure, learn feedback loop is the primary measure of success. Sustainable marketing requires you to keep a constant pace and pipeline. Don't be afraid to fail. Just don't fail the same way twice. Continuous attention to marketing fundamentals and good design enhances business agility. And I love the last one. Simplicity is essential. And I think that what's so interesting about this is that for so long we didn't draw attention to or focus on the input of the pipeline. And I heard someone refer to it this way. They said, crap in, crap out. You can only get the only thing you're going to get is what you get. You can't deliver something better than what you have if you're not taking initiatives to make things better on the front end. If your input is crap, your output's going to be crap regardless. So you need to find creative ways to really better understand who your target audience is and better understand the products and services that you're building. One of the things that I heavily promote, that I talk about often, is limiting the amount of work in progress that we have and making sure that we have a good understanding of, through limiting work in progress, that we're going to do the best we can to help people, better engage with the products or services that are things that people actually want to use. We're going to do away with waste. We're going to eliminate as much waste as possible. We're going to create the highest possible outcome, achieve the highest possible outcome with as little output as possible. We want to make sure that we're not so hyper-focused on one that we're, not seeing value in the other. And I think that all of these things, all these tools are going to help you to achieve, VUCA, right? So the world for marketers, is volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And you need to conquer those. You need to figure those things out. There's a great quote that was from digitaldonut.com. It says, "Thriving in a world of uncertainty and complexity means being adaptive and having a clarity of vision to discern between a true paradigm shift and just market noise." And I think that we're so surrounded by media and market noise and all the things that are happening, and sometimes we don't realize that the mind change needs to be there to move from advertising and promotion to content and experience to social and relationships and commerce and sales and data and management. I don't know if you notice, but marketing falls in all those categories. So I think marketing needs to be part of everybody's capability. And it's one of those things where, sometimes we say, oh, well, we don't need to worry about that. We know what the consumer's wants and needs are. And I think that, that's a false perception. And it's sad when that happens, because many times we don't know who the real persona is, whether it's a buyer persona or a consumer persona. These are great tools that we sometimes forget to leverage, and we don't get to know the customer implicitly and emotionally, so that we can understand their needs and try to figure out what's going on, right, and what we need to do. And I think that many times we look at things from a traditional sense when it comes to marketing. We assume we have a limited audience. That it's traditional marketing tends to be non-versatile. It's usually not altered once it's published. It's often delayed. There are gaps in communication. Our goal should be to reach out to the maximum number of people we can with targeted or client-specific marketing that's really versatile, that can make changes on the fly, and rely on immediate communications so that we can have the best possible interface with the people who we're trying to touch. And I think that, once again, this is just something that is often overlooked. And, Agile for a long time has promoted sustainability. It's promoted some facets of design. It said that business people and technical people work together on a daily basis. But if you notice, there wasn't a whole lot of things in there about, the creative folks and the marketing people and the people who are empowering the vision to set that mindset change in motion. And I think it's important for us to consider them as well. It's just important for us to really dig in and say, okay, now that we have a good understanding of, our base understanding of what Agile is, how can we shift? I believe it was Denning who said, the organization survives and thrives only so long as it is agile enough to meet the customer's shifting needs and desires. And I think that those shifting needs and desires is the trick, right? How well do you understand? How well do you embrace change? How well can you, really shift mindset and create campaigns that are memorable and meaningful. One of the clients that we have, a very large client, one of our largest clients, they're in the entertainment industry, and I can tell you this is something they do very well. Anytime they create a campaign, it's something that's so memorable and so meaningful, and it really tugs at your heartstrings. And I think those are the things that we're trying to achieve. The trick is, though, it's not always easy, right? Because we have to get to the point where we're focused on outcome instead of output. And I think so many organizations are focused on trying to build the next big thing that they forget that, limiting work in progress and building a fewer number of things faster and getting those to market is going to yield better results. And that we should be able to fine-tune, pivot, and adjust on the fly. And, once again, I want to make sure I iterate. I know I didn't do this topic justice, but I wanted to just kind of scratch the surface and kind of give you an idea of what my thoughts are. I think we need to become collaborative, and I think we need to, start with small ideas and test smart and then grow fast once we know what we actually need to do. And, if we follow those principles and we live by those values, I think that, Agile in a marketing setting completely makes sense, and it's something we should strongly consider. Well, I hope you found this information useful. As always, we encourage you to go to AgileDad.com where you can learn more about this topic and others. On behalf of the entire AgileDad team, stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile. Until next time, take care, my friends.